writing our evidence or elaborating?
I know. I've got that. Oh, no, you're right. I don't have that out. Okay, where did we leave off? Somebody tell me where we left off, please.
Evidence or elaboration.
Okay, so you're ready to put down your second piece of evidence, right?
Sure.
Okay, so what I will do is I will put up on the board the sentence starters so that you can pick another one and put your other piece of evidence on. Remember, all of your evidence should come from your little four square that you did with Mrs. Strebe. So I will put up this right here. Please do not use the same one that you used before. It needs to be a different sentence starter. Okay? So go ahead and get started writing down your second piece of evidence using a sentence starter. Remember, you do not need to include the www or the .com. You don't need to include that, okay? If it's www.pbs.org, that's PBS. Okay? Or history.com or historychannel.com, whatever it is. Okay? A new transition or sentence starter? Sentence starter, yes. You need to have a new sentence starter for each time that you have evidence. And you'll have 3 pieces of evidence, so.
Pencil sharpeners that work?
Is the mechanical doesn't work?
It doesn't, no. It won't like stick in all the way.
Those are the only 2 in my bag.
Okay.
And once you're ready to move on to your elaboration, remember your elaboration is explaining the quote and then telling me how it relates back to whatever it is you're trying to support. So when you're trying to support your claim, you need to explain how that quote goes back to your claim. Okay? Can I move on to the next slide for the elaboration sentence starters, or do you still need this? No, it's for the second evidence. Well, yeah, for both, technically. Here's your elaboration starters. Remember, your elaboration box, your second elaboration box, is on the first row of the back. So don't, I had some people that forgot about that. Your second elaboration is the first row of the back side. You were looking at me kind of funny. Yeah, Noah.
It's going to be a stupid question.
Okay.
But for the citation,
Uh-huh.
you write the article title or the website?
The website. Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. So we just write loc.gov, you know, loc.gov, or do we have to like...
You can just do loc.gov. especially if it's like got lots of numbers and letters and stuff like that. You can just do loc.gov.
Elaboration.
It's your paper, not mine. Remember, you should explain the quote in your own words, and then tell me, why does that support your claim? How does that support what you said in your claim? No. We never use my. Yeah, you could say that. You're explaining the quote in your own words, and then explaining how that quote supports your claim. Does anybody finish that would want to go down and get my mail to see if we have any letters? Beth, you want to go? Grab one of these stuffed animals to take down.
Yeah, you have to do it because I was gonna take George and you took it from me. And then I was gonna pick him up.
We still have some states that didn't get picked, like Idaho and
You want me to write the two of them?
Indiana, South Carolina, West Virginia, regular Virginia,
Regular.
Maine, Kansas.
Well, no one's gonna write the Kansas. Kansas is boring. Sunflower seeds, you see the whole thing.
Sunflower seeds or sunflowers?
Sunflower.
Nobody in Maine.
Yeah, no.
I like Missouri and Nebraska. Kansas, no.
Students so flat.
It's not that, it's just that I hate like the attitude.
I didn't let people pick Missouri. We're gonna do something else with Missouri. I can when the person that we're going to be working with is ready.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you.
We should have wrote to like the very down south
We are.
of Missouri.
We are. My relative.
Is it your sister?
No, I don't have a sister. It's a lady that I went to Thailand with. She teaches
Oh yeah, you told
social
us
studies.
that. You told us.
I don't think I did.
Hmm?
I don't think so.
No, you told us that there was a lady that you went to Thailand with that.
And your butterfly story.
Oh, and my butterfly story. Yeah.
Yeah, she's terrified of butterflies. Yeah, she's very. Want me to bring you in that butterfly?
No, I don't.
Get used to it.
Nope.
I'm gonna bring her the last day of school. I'll bring her a whole jar of butterflies.
I will let them all go and scream.
Oh, what if we accidentally drop you and let butterflies in?
Then you'd have to deal with my dead body because I would die of shock.
It's a butterfly.
Yeah,
Get over it.
It's just
That's like being scared of a fly.
Okay, hold on.
Well, those are gross too.
Are you scared of snakes?
I don't like spiders.
There you go. It's just a spider.
They bite you. What do butterflies do?
They can bite you.
Yeah, butterflies. What?
They can? I've never had a
No,
butterfly.
shut
Yeah,
up,
and
Bella.
you can get infected from them.
Bella the scientist.
You get infected
I'm
from
actually
a spider.
You ask Mr. Wellhoff, I bet he'll say that they can.
Guess what?
I just think about it.
I wouldn't scream if I saw a spider though. My
My
sister,
dad?
she saw one like this, like in the bathroom, and she'll scream and she won't go in the bathroom.
My dad is
I
really,
don't know.
really big shoe.
I asked my mom. I'm waiting to get my mom.
Okay, let's go ahead and move on to body number 2. Okay, so let's brainstorm some different sentence starters that we could use to start our second paragraph. Nope, sorry guys. Nope. Okay. What are some things that we could use? Next.
Secondly,
How about just second?
Second of all.
to start.
Second of all. Why would we do to start when it's our second paragraph?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
To middle.
No. Okay, I need everybody to take a deep breath. Exhale. Okay. You are in class. This is not recess. Okay? Focus on what I'm asking of you. Can you think of anything else? We have next up here. Okay, I want you to pick one of them and I want you to put it right here. Make sure that you put a comma after it because all transitions get a comma. Sure. You could do also. You could do in addition. Okay, now you are going to put your counterclaim. Where can you find your counterclaim?
On our little box.
Your introduction. It is in your introduction. Okay? Remember, you're just putting your counterclaim. So if you said that Native Americans, in your thesis, if you said that Native Americans should be removed, what would your counterclaim be? Very good. Okay? You're going to just put your counterclaim. You're not putting your rebuttal or anything like that. You're just putting your counterclaim.
Do we start with like some people think?
That's fine. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, some people believe, some people think,
So we don't have
others may believe, others tend to agree with, some variation of that. You need to pick one of those and then that Native Americans should or should not be removed to Western lands or however you want to word it. It's up to you on how you want to word it.
You just put that or also the reason.
Nope. Oh, yes, the reason, yes. Your counterclaim should always include a reason, but I don't want you to include the rebuttal. Just the counterclaim. Mm-hmm. then you can add your rebuttal. Here's how I would start the rebuttal. You don't have to start it this way, but you can if you want. Even though some may believe this. Okay? You don't have to start it that way, but that's how you could start it. Even though some believe this. Yep, the same rebuttal, except for you need to make sure that you reword it. Okay? I was going to give people time to write that down, but you need to do your reworded rebuttal. Okay? So don't just simply verbatim it back to me, just word vomit it right back. You need to make sure that you do something that rewords it a little bit. Okay? And where can you find your rebuttal? Second box in the big outline, or it is also in the introduction. If you would like to use a thesaurus, I have a bunch in the back. Remember, they are the yellow ones, not the red ones. The red ones are dictionaries. There is a difference, yes. Somebody first block was trying to argue that there wasn't. There is. There's a difference. Okay? I'm not going to say that. It wasn't Jason. Jason's very smart. I'm sorry? Oh. Yeah. Yes, there is. Were. Well, typically were. Yeah. I mean, Native Americans are still important, but we're talking about before, so we'll go with were. Now, here's where it gets a little hairy. We need to find evidence that supports our rebuttal. Okay? We have to find evidence that supports our rebuttal. Now, your rebuttal evidence, not only does it need to support your rebuttal, but it should also support your claim. Okay? You shouldn't be using the evidence that you have on the back. You should just be using the evidence. You need to find new evidence. Now, you are allowed to use the same sources that you used before. You can use one of the speeches. You can use PBS. You can use whatever. But you need to find a piece of evidence that supports your rebuttal. Okay? Now, remember, it's going to go in this third row. You need a sentence starter. Okay? Do not just find a quote and just plop it down. You need a sentence starter and a citation. Believe me, you will thank me in the long run when we put this all together and you have it all there and you don't have to go back and refine that source again. Then, once you've found your evidence, you will give me an elaboration. Remember, an elaboration is explaining the quote and telling me how that supports your rebuttal. Sydney.
So we can use the same stuff that we used for
The same sources, not the same quote. Same sources, not the same quote. Good question, Sydney. Now, then you can go on and do your elaboration. Okay? And you need to use a sentence starter for this one too. Where can you find a list of the sentence starters since you'll have your computer in front of you? Very good. My Weebly. Okay? I will put up the evidence sentence starters, but you can, if you're ready to move on to elaboration and I haven't flipped the slide, you are more than welcome to go onto the PowerPoint yourself on my Weebly and look at them there. Okay? But remember, these need to be different than the two that you used in body number 1. They need to be different. Okay? Do you have any questions about that? Okay.